All right.
Rob and Slim Show.
This is Elroy Aiken from Colorado Springs. How you doing?
Good, how you doing,
What's going
Elroy?
on, man?
So what's up?
Chilling. We're
Not
doing our
much.
show. We just talked to a necromancer
Something.
or something.
We talked to Satan.
Satan called. Like, he was not, I don't know if he was not happy with us or him. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. He
As long
snored.
as it wasn't collect.
You're an author, Elroy?
Hey, sometimes. I'm not a drunk. A layabout.
Hemingway.
Yes.
That's part of the job description.
That's what I was going to say. That's like your muse.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm also originally from the South. I'm from South Carolina. As a Southern author, alcoholism is part of my contract.
How many books have you written?
So far, 2. I've got 2 out. I'm on number 3 right now.
Cool. Do they all go together?
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
series?
it's all part of a series. The Saga of the Dead Silencer.
Nice. Oh, shit.
Is that really what it's called? Death Silencer?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of an ironic title. The hero of the book, he's one of these guys who comes into his heroism entirely by accident, and he gets hyped up and shit. And
Okay.
yeah, it's all coming to a head in the 3rd book. In fact, in order to make sense of the 3rd book, I've been rewriting the first 2 because once the 3rd book comes out, Severed Press is going to want to put out a big omnibus edition. So I'm going to have everything just nailed down shit tight.
Nice. It's
Yeah,
it's a zombie
hopefully,
thriller?
Huh?
It's
Yeah,
a zombie
it's
thriller, right?
Yep.
Nice. And
Awesome.
what is it like? What makes it different from other zombie thrillers?
Well, I've
There's
got,
no zombies.
Yeah. Now, with Romero zombies, which I think, yeah, you kind of have to clarify there. There's the brain-eating zombies, the flesh-eating zombies. My zombies aren't controlled by a virus. It's more of a collective bacterial thing. It's really gross as fuck.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is there any intelligence to some of them? Like when the bacteria
They
kind of...
develop it.
What's that?
Yeah, there's a slow development as they go along. By the 3rd book, I'm going to have zombie alphas. You know, they're not going to be talking or anything like that, but the bacteria is a collective, and it's like a flesh-eating bacteria. That's where I got the idea from.
Okay.
So let's say a flesh-eating bacteria is able to take over a human brain, you know, the lizard brain, and it wants to eat flesh. Well, that's what it does. You just basically turn a human cadaver into a flesh-ingesting, consuming machine, and it would consume the proteins, and it would pass the fat.
Have you ever seen the zombie ants? Because that actually exists. The zombie
Really?
ants
Zombie
have a
ants?
fungus.
Yeah, it's the fungus that takes over, and it happens to tarantulas too.
Yeah, it takes over
Oh,
their
wow.
brain.
That was
like-
kind of like The Last of Us, that video game, The Last of
Oh,
Us.
okay.
Yeah.
Only it happened to human beings. It was like
They had the clickers, the ones that were completely confused, like they were completely consumed by the fungus.
Wow.
Oh, damn. I got to check that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. At least just like I said, Google. YouTube search zombie ants. Yeah, you'll see it. Like there's a whole like documentary on it.
God damn. I thought I was nasty.
no, but the bacteria thing with the collective consciousness, that's a cool idea. Because
Yeah.
I've always wondered if on some, maybe not this planet, but some planet out there in the cosmos has something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, they just found oxygen on Mars like
Yeah.
last week. I just saw that story.
Really?
So.
Wow.
Yeah. There's one point on Mars, like one mountaintop that has like oxygen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just one mountaintop.
Like one area. Yeah, one area.
So who knows? There's probably something growing out there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Something
That's
growing.
where it
in-
comes from.
Weird shit out here. I mean, you got these spores that will get into insects, and they will be compelled to climb to the top of a grass stem, and their heads will explode and release more spores.
Wow.
I forget what that's called, but there's some, funguses, fungi, and all that. I mean, that is some ugly, fucked up shit.
Yeah, fungus is. I hate.
Yeah,
fungus.
my idea was if it got into just the lizard brain, and there's the thalamus, hypothalamus. I remember this vaguely from school. It's the eat and stop eat function of your brain. There is a part of your brain that just basically regulates when you're hungry and when you're not. Well, let's just say a bacteria or a fungus took over, and it just had you on eat.
Oh wow! So you just
That
couldn't
is interesting.
stop.
Just
That's
had that
crazy.
switch turned on all the time.
Wow, that's fucking cool.
And
It could happen. Well, I mean,
and your intelligence is also gone too, basically. Like
Oh, that's the only
higher-
thing controlling you is hunger.
Yeah, just the higher
well, the
functions.
bacteria. And if the bacteria collectively starts to evolve, and it's like, well, goddamn, I need more meat. Well, I guess I better get smarter then.
I actually really like that concept because
Yeah.
it's like putting a face on the virus or on
Yeah, because they've
putting
always
a face on it. Like,
yeah. Because all the other zombie stuff, they just say, "Oh, it's a virus."
Oh,
and
it's
they
a
don't,
virus.
They
But
don't
this
tell
is like
you how it works.
now,
This-
now
yeah.
like you see the bacteria, like this vile, like malicious bacteria is what's doing it, and that's interesting. I like that concept.
So we should kill fat people.
and eat them.
Oh, yeah, fat people, by the way, yeah, they have an interesting problem. In fact, I have several things going on with obese zombies
Oh, he's zombies.
I was gonna ask if there were any.
in the second book.
Nice.
Well, you know, when meat and organic matter decomposes, it can get really explosive. Well, say you've got this morbidly obese zombie, and he's eating really sloppily. He gets bits of bone in there or whatever, and he stops up his poop chute.
Right.
It starts to swell with gas.
Oh.
Crossbow with flaming arrows, you're going to shoot into it.
Yes.
And that spreads the
Explosive
infection.
diarrhea.
Oh yeah, it's super flammable and acidic too.
That's amazing.
Oh, that caused it to spread faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's somewhere in Grace Among the Dead. That's one of the big money shots in there. It happens in the middle of a severe thunderstorm with a tornado too. I mean, I just pulled out all the fucking stops. I think I'm still...
Every disaster you can is it an F5?
Okay, there's a volcano
Oh,
erupting.
lava monster.
A lava monster. Yeah. The moon's gonna crash into the earth. Like,
Damn, I didn't think of that one. Right. No, it was just a major disaster. They get stranded out at the United States Air Force Academy solar panel field, and they all start coming up from Interstate 25, and it's about to storm real hard. I mean, it's just, and he's got like a bunch of kids he's got to defend too, and he doesn't want this fucking job in the first place, but it's
Right.
like he gets all the kids to get under the solar panels, and meanwhile all hell's breaking loose, the hail's coming down, and here comes Behemoth. He's the mortally obese weaponized.
is this character kind of like Ash from The Evil Dead?
Damn, I had not considered that. I've only seen Army of Darkness and the second Evil Dead movie. I
Dude.
haven't seen Redo.
Do yourself a favor. Don't watch the original, like the very
Oh,
first.
no,
one.
and the new series is amazing too.
Yeah,
the
yeah, the
series,
new-
the series is fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
because you gotta watch the original too, because the new series incorporates some of the
the original stuff.
footage. Yeah.
But that's like the character Ash was. He just kind of got thrown
a
into
regular
it and
dude,
like
yeah.
didn't want to do it.
That makes sense, yeah.
and he still fights, even in the series. He's just like, this is
Wow.
I'm not doing this.
Well, see, that's the way most ordinary people would be.
Yeah. Yep.
I would think, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some crazy fuckers who would really genuinely enjoy this, and the thing is, those are the people I'd kind of want to stay away from in this
Yeah,
situation.
those are the people that are gonna get you killed in a situation like that.
We had a guest last week ask us what weapon we would use in a zombie apocalypse. But I was thinking too, there should be a character, a sick, fucked up character that steals people's babies and uses them as like bait or something. Like, wouldn't that be crazy? Like a shopping cart of
Wow.
babies, you just toss a baby at them and fucking fuck them up.
I'm terrified that you thought of that.
Did you ever hear of the ancient Middle Eastern god known as Baal? They would build they had a statue of this god, and
and they'd make a big like fire pit, and they just roll babies
What?
and children into the fire, and he was supposed to bring rain when you would feed him your babies.
Wow. And they really did that.
They really did.
So
that.
when it wasn't raining, they were like, more babies.
Yeah.
More babies.
Bring the babies.
Wow.
There's people talk about the zombie apocalypse being fucked up, but there's so much shit in real
Just
life.
reality.
Yeah, yep.
No, it's like, here's an example. I mean, I'm down here in the basement doing my sick ass shit. And my wife's upstairs watching stuff like Law and Order Kitty Diddler's Unit.
With Chris
I'm walking
Hansen.
on this shit, and I'm like, fuck me. Get out of here.
That's some of the shit, yeah, you can't write. You can't make up that fucked up shit.
I don't want to write it.
No.
I don't even want to fucking think about this shit. God damn. I mean, cadavers eating people, you know? I
Yeah.
can see that. Jesus, you know, oh God, some of the shit I've seen, I'm like, who the fuck is entertained by this?
It is less disturbing than Patrice.
Oh, that guy.
no.
That guy.
I'd rather
stinks.
face a zombie than that guy any day.
Patrice Wilson.
What is? Could you read us, Elroy? Could you read us an excerpt from one of your books?
Yeah. You know, let me get my grandpa glasses on here. Thank God you guys don't have video. I look like shit. Let me find something violent here.
Nice.
Let's see. Yeah, I actually had to do two versions of the first book because in chapter 9 I had a questionable death in there that people complained about. So I rewrote and did a second edition where I left out the death entirely, and then my editor said, fuck it, leave it in. You liked it better. So he's going back in with the rewrite, and I'm going to make it even more gruesome.
Nice. What was it? A character they didn't want to die?
Well, he was a 13-year-old autistic kid. And we know that, you know, nothing's ever going to happen to them when shit goes south.
Honestly,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this to be offensive, but they really would be the first to go.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunate. Like, if there were fucking dinosaurs suddenly appeared in the wild, they would be the first to go.
Yeah.
Fucking raptors would be all over that shit, man. Like, clever girl.
Well, you know, it's going for the slow, the weak.
Yeah. Survival of the fittest.
You know, it's like
that noise that they would make, and then they. Well, they sound like fucking birds, you know. Like, yeah, and then they do.
this because it reminds me of a moment of clarity I had when I was overweight and I decided I need to lose a bunch of weight. I was eating chicken wings. Right out of the oven, man. Right off the stoneware.
That's rock bottom.
Like that. I thought, God damn, I sound like the living fucking dead here. I lost my goddamn mind. I sound like an animal.
They got those wing tricks you get. They more easily get the meat off the bone. Fucking spinner.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got chapter 7 up here.
Cool.
It's I've unofficially called it In the Night Kitchen. I gave all the chapters names, although I don't use them in the book. Anyway, right now the dead have just risen and so on, and our hero is locked up in a hotel. And the guy is locked up in the hotel with one other living guy. He's a bit of an asshole, doesn't really trust him, so we got that issue going on. So my hero is going back to his room, and we start here. On my way down the hall to my room, I'm startled by the whoomp of a body throwing itself at the other side of the door, roaring and snarling like a frustrated predator behind the glass at the zoo. Thank God that thing hasn't figured out how to work the latch. Thanks again for being many doors down from mine. I don't want to have to try and sleep with that thing's angry, hungry yowling in my ears. I opened the door to my room, the same room I woke up in this morning. The same room on another planet where the hotel staff is dead or food for the same. I closed the door behind me and secured a latch. The sun edges below the horizon, its orange-yellow beams blazing like a silent scream through the window. I looked down onto streets that were completely empty this morning. Still no cars or trucks rolling about, just people. It's like Mardi Gras, wall-to-wall bodies, and not one of them walks a straight line. I see no cars or trucks, armored or otherwise. No muzzle flashes or rifles or sidearms. All you see are these erratic, atomized little blotches, every one a stone killer. I could get a view of the park from the other side of the building, see if the National Guard vehicles are still there, what the police are doing, if anything. That is, if I had the master key. I could take a quick trip downstairs and look, run down the stairs, find a weapon I could use. No, I couldn't find one in the lobby to save my life earlier. But in the kitchen, all those knives and tools. Christ, it's a long way down. Why not wait for the morning? We're leaving then anyway. Me and Tanner. He's got that Glock with how many bullets left in it. Besides, the blasts attract them. And Tanner? Well, now I'm pounding down the fire stairs, the heavy base of a floor lamp cradled in one hand. Going round and around down the concrete and steel flights, the reality slams home. I'm in a 20-story convention hotel with absolutely no staff on duty. The only traffic on the street are mobs of flesh-eating pedestrians. Law enforcement and the military have been neutralized, if not eliminated altogether. There's no one left alive but people with severely morbid luck, like me, and smooth-talking psychopaths like Tanner. And I expect the rest are plain psychopaths that don't have word one to say whatsoever. The 15 flights go quickly. I take deep breaths to steady myself at the door into the lobby. I push it open. Cool, damp stench washes over me in a wave of climate-controlled air. God only knows how bad this would be if the power were out. I listen for movement while my eyes adjust to the darkness. I noticed a curious dead have left the windows and doors about the hotel. Most of the traffic is concentrated on the streets and sidewalks. Our fountain-centered plaza outside the front doors gives us a good buffer. I hear noises from the back area. I spare a glance at the bodies on the floor so I can step around them. The old man in the boxers is on his back, his junk still hanging out the flap. Most face I'd ruin are her pale blood and shit-streaked legs. I walk past the front desk and Angie's still on the floor. Poor Angie. I step behind the desk, stop short when I see her face. God! There's no way Angie could have made a face like that when she was alive. Not on tequila, not on angel dust, not on a dare. Her teeth are dry like her eyes. They don't glisten so much as glow with unworldly menace. This is a monstrous face. I realize now the worst thing wasn't leaving her on the floor like a pair of dirty socks. It was letting this dutiful, sweet daughter of the paved-over prairies turned into this. The light outside is fading. I edge around the front desk to the lounge area. The TV is still on. The screen shows a stock loop of landmark shots from around the world, implying that the SOS is going out to all the powers that matter, so remain calm and feel free to join in the prayers if you need something to do while cowering in your shelters in place. There's no news on what is happening in the individual countries, let alone here in town. Just shots of large congregations, close-ups of supplicants on their knees, mumbling into their clasped hands. I try the other channels, but the noise in the kitchen, with the sounds over the slurping and smacking, there's no doubt as to what it is. The question is, who is that thing eating? Did Tanner come down ahead of me and get caught? God damn it, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I push through the swinging doors. I see the dark mass on the floor before me. The creature. Jesus, what do we call these things? It doesn't look up when I turn on the light. She was a woman once, younger and somewhat more attractive than the scrawny cougar I defaced earlier. She looks up at me from where she sits carelessly on the floor like a toddler plopped down on her butt to play with something. She doesn't see me, of course, but she knows I'm there. She sniffs. Smell must be a major factor in how these things register living flesh. The lady's problem, though, is she's got a scabby Van Dyke around her mouth from feasting on the cooling remains of Officer Dalton. Registering new scent is difficult with her current meal literally cooling under her nose. I stand as still as possible. After a while, she resumes noshing from a rip she's torn through Officer Dalton's exposed man boob. I take... Yeah. With a triumphant roar, she rises quickly, facing me as if she really sees me. Her arms thrust forward, fingers clawing. I swing the floor lamp stand and she grabs it with blood-freezing force, the metal support pole warping in her grip. I let go of the stand and duck behind the hot table. She slings the stand away, stumbling over Dalton's body as she comes for me. I'm casting about the room, looking for, there, the chef's station. A heavy cleated meat tenderizer. A cleaver. She has animal sense enough to brace one arm against the hot table to hold herself upright as she takes large strides to close the distance between us, her blue-gray hand gliding along the brushed steel of the grill table. But I have 2 working legs and a righteous fear for my life. The cleaver is in my left hand, the meat hammer in my right. She rounds the edge of the table, her arms stretched to take me, her flesh-clotted teeth bared to her blue-black gums as she moans in anticipation of fresh meat. I bring my left arm across my body and swing out. One arm falls just below the elbow, the other dangles by a strip of flesh. The woman yelps, more enraged than pain, and lunges at me with her legs. My right arm comes up around and brings the hammer square between her eyes. I can't tell if she's truly down or just stunned. Recalling the reporter's admonition that the lower brain must be destroyed, I bury the cleaver in the back of her skull where she lies face down on the floor. If that doesn't do the job, I don't know what will. Whew, had enough?
That's amazing,
Awesome.
dude. Wow. Wow.
It's better than
That's the
half
first time
the,
I've attempted to read that out loud.
That was amazing.
so much better than half the zombie stuff they're putting out nowadays.
Yeah. I was going to ask, too, I saw your book is also published in German. Is it real popular in Germany?
Well, I don't know how popular it is relative to everything else. They actually put together a really professional-looking paperback edition. I mean, it's flipping gorgeous.
Wow.
And, yeah, I mean, it sells. I don't know, like I said, I don't know relative to what. I don't know what the market is there. I'm just flattered they took me at all. I mean, they...
What was the choice in just putting it out in German, too? Like,
No, it was like right after I sent the manuscript for Bleeding Kansas off to Severed Press, which is all the way down in Tasmania, as in Australia.
yes.
Yeah, I know. Like 2 days later, I'm in South Carolina visiting family, and I get an email, and I'm way out in the fucking woods here. I get an email saying, oh, here's contracts for the German language edition. You want to, like, look at these and sign them? And I'm like, the fuck?
What's it like when you get the check in the mail? Do you like cash it and then just like bathe in the money? Like, just like fan yourself with the money for a little bit? And then
Silly
like,
Germans.
oh, I gotta pay bills now.
Well, you know, unfortunately, it's a misconception that writers make much money at all. That doesn't happen until Hollywood comes around and buys my stuff up, and it's like, well, hell, I'd be happy if Sci-Fi Channel,
Right.
you know, turned me into a cheesy Saturday night monster movie.
A sci-fi original.
Sharknado.
Yeah.
Zomnado.
Makes money.
Zomnado.
Shit, Elroy, we have to wrap this up, dude, but where can everybody find you?
Okay. God damn, never thought of that. I suck at this.
No way, dude, you're amazing.
Well, I'm at Rockin' Roy, and that's ROCKINROY.blogspot.com. My blog's name is Rockin' Roy's Rage and Romance, where I've got a lot of excerpts from my novels up there, including my unpublished third one. Time for that beer now. And I mean, I put all kinds of shit up there. There's also, of course, look me up as Lawrence Roy Aiken on Facebook, although, of course, you know, I do boring family stuff there, pictures of my cats and shit. I try to keep a mild-mannered side, you know, keep shit balanced out.
You are awesome, dude.
Yeah, Twitter, and I think that's at Elroy Aiken.
Cool, dude. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Okay, well, y'all rock on, man.
You too.
Take care, man.
Okay,
Later, buddy.
later.
He was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was really cool.
And the read was just
Great, yeah.
incredible.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're
I
going
mean,
on break. We'll be
especially
back.
in an overly saturated market.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan
yeah.
said tune into him at 8, but I don't know if you can watch him on your phone, like, and pay attention.